Hey, this is Marcus with Master Your Guitar Music Academy. I say that because I will probably wind up sharing this video with my music students. Um, this video is primarily for vocalists, but also to help musicians understand what most vocalists already know and what they might not know, and to help you understand how to communicate with vocalists better, and to help you vocalists understand how to communicate with musicians better, and to understand what it is that each other is talking about. All right, let's get into it. I want to talk about different keys, different chords, and this is not going to be a deep discussion in that, but more along the lines of what happens if a song is too low, so it's not comfortable for you to sing at that low pitch, or maybe it's too low in the sense that the song doesn't sound right when you sing it that low. Or what happens if a song is too high for you to sing and you need to lower the pitch of the key or the chord of the song, so this way it fits your vocal range better. Usually the instance of that would be where something hits a high note in a chorus and you need your chest voice to hit that high note, but your falsetto kicks in. Happens to me, unfortunately, all the time because I have kind of a lower voice, although I can hit some pretty high notes at times. But when it's too high and you need better control, so you need to lower the pitch. Okay. Well, I want the vocalist to understand what is going through the mind of a musician, so this way you can have a better way to guide the musician as to what key works better for you in that moment, in that song. I also want to say in that moment because there are times where your typical key is not going to work for you. Maybe your voice is a little bit strained that day. Maybe your voice is better than the last time you sang this song. So then you need to go up or down. So anyway, this is how to understand what's happening musically so you can better guide the musician. And musicians, please follow the vocalist. Okay, never force a vocalist into a particular key unless it is really challenging to play on your instrument and you want to help kind of nudge them in one direction or the other. In that case, vocalists, please listen to the music and don't necessarily force the music unless it's a strain to you. So this is going to take some interpersonal relation and work out a compromise on where your voice needs to be so it doesn't strain and struggle, so you don't hurt your voice. You can actually injure your vocal cords. I don't want that to happen to you. Vocalists, stay hydrated and make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. Okay, that said, let's talk about what happens when we're playing a song. When we're playing a song, we are utilizing the musical alphabet. Musical alphabet consists of 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's much simpler than the English alphabet or Spanish alphabet. So what happens is, just like in the English alphabet, as we climb in letters, we're also climbing in pitch musically. Okay? And if we go in the reverse with the letters, we are moving downward in pitch musically. So that means if there's a song that is too low for you, you're singing it and it's too low, you need a higher pitch. It means you want to work in this direction. If the song is too high for you and you need to bring it down, then you need to work in a lower pitch, something that's lower. So how does that work practically? Well, let's say if you have a song that's in the key of C. Okay, so it's in the key of C and it's too high for you. Well, in that case, try the key of B. All right, if that's still too high, try A. All right, and we're going to keep kind of working backwards that way. Now notice something. Before A, there's a G. That's because the musical alphabet repeats over and over and over again. Notice that on the piano, there's not just 7 keys. There's way more than that. There's way more than 7 frets on a guitar. That's because these notes keep repeating. They just move up and down in octaves. So you have Okay, so those are 3 octaves going from low to higher octave to higher octave. It is the same exact note, but it's either higher or lower. So that's, when you hear about octaves, that's what that is. All right, so that means, let me change this up a little bit. Let's say we're singing in the key of A, and that's too high for you to sing. Well, in that case, suggest to the musician, hey, let's try this song in G, or let's try the song in F. Okay? So you keep going down that way if it's too high for you. And the same thing happens on the other side of the musical alphabet, where let's say you're singing the song in the key of G, and you need to go up. Well, from G, up is A, up is B, up is C. Don't jump too high up, otherwise you're going to get really high really fast. So work your way incrementally so you don't kill your voice, and you can find something that's nice and comfortable. So once again, if you need to go up in pitch, the song is too low, you go up in pitch by climbing the musical alphabet that way. And if it's too high in pitch, you come down in the musical alphabet this way. Now, I want to introduce you to something else that you're going to hear as a vocalist, and musicians, you already know this. This is the idea of sharps and flats. Okay. So a flat is represented by a lowercase b. A sharp is represented by the hashtag or pound symbol, depending on your generation, what you call it. And all that means is that this is a note that is in between some of the notes. Now, not all these letters have a sharp or flat between them. Like between E and F, there's no sharp or flat. Between B and C, there's no sharp or flat. Okay. But let's say if you're singing a song in the key of E and you ask the musician to go to D. Okay, so we play the song in D, but you're like, wow, that was kind of too big of a jump. Is there something in between? Well, in this case, there actually is. So, I mean, in this case, if you don't know the musical alphabet, you can study it. I can give you a lot more information later. I don't want to make this a super long video. Just ask the musician, hey, is there something between D and E? And they'll tell you, yeah. Between D and E is an E flat. Okay, I always think of a flat as like a flat back tire. So the flat is defined by the note in front. Okay, so this note right here, that's in between D and E, is an E flat, but it's also a D sharp. So you see, we're going from D moving into the note. That's a D sharp. You're in E moving back into the note. That's E flat. So you don't necessarily have to know where all the sharps or flats are. That's basically for the musician to figure out. But what you'll need to know is when you're moving from one note to the next, E to D, D to C, whatever. If you're moving up, F to G, G to A. If going from one note to the next is too big of a jump for your voice, ask the musician if there's something in between those two, and that is going to be typically a sharp or a flat. All right, so to summarize, if a song is too low for you, you're moving this way up the musical alphabet. If it's too high for you, I'll say here low, you want to move up. If the song is too high for you, you go down in pitch, down through the musical alphabet, from the higher letters down to the lower letters. If you're at the beginning and it's of the musical alphabet and it's too high for you, still going to apply. You're just going to reverse through a reiteration of the musical alphabet. And if it's too low for you and you're at the end of the musical alphabet, G, then you're going to go through A, B, C, D, F, G all over again. All right. So hopefully this video made sense. I didn't want to make it too long, but I wanted to make it really a video that helps you understand as a vocalist what the musicians are thinking and to help guide them to understand where your voice needs to be with a particular song, if it's too low or too high for you. And I also wanted this video to help the musicians understand that the voice is not an artificial musical instrument, and a voice has a specified range, and that if we go past that range on our voice, we can literally break our voice. And that I should just go without saying, musicians, don't force vocalists to do stuff they are not comfortable with. Find the key the vocalist is comfortable with, and vocalists, you can now help the musician find your key by letting them know how far to go up or down in the key in order for the song to make sense for you. All right, I hope this video helped. Of course, if you have more questions, you know where to find me. Just ask away. Anytime you see me, I'll be more than happy to help you out. I don't want anybody's voices breaking. I don't want there to be any interpersonal issues between bandmates, singers, or anything like that. I want us to have a happy time, an exciting time, a joyous time in playing our music and singing our songs. So that's it. I'll leave you at that. Have a great night or day, whatever time or day it is.